I'm the Kinky Polyatheist, and in this episode, we're going to talk about how religion tends to hijack just about anything that works and then lick it and claim it as their own. Stick around. On this show, we dispel shame around sex, sexuality, relationships, and spirituality. And today we're talking about how religion tends to lick things to claim them as their own. Specifically, anything that works. If it works, just add God to it, because clearly that was the way it was meant to be. I've got lots of examples for you today, because I'm actually somebody who's very into productivity. I'm a certified Agile Scrum project manager, or Scrum Master, and I also like to do a lot of my own projects, a lot of my own organization, a lot of productivity hacking, a lot of life hacking. Since I naturally gravitate towards all these things, I find a lot of books that have great tips, and I see these tips overlap in other books. I've begun to realize how much religion tends to hijack little habits and techniques that work and then give God all the credit for them. I'm going to talk about some of those today. Like and subscribe. Don't forget to share with your friends. If you have any questions, you can send them to ask@kinkypolyatheist.com and I'll get to them as soon as I can. Things that work. Whether they be habits or tactics or emotions, religion tends to lick things and claim them as their own. If it works, they've probably already hijacked it and baked it right into their religion's delivery and maybe even their holy book. The reason why they insert God into everything is so their religion can spread. The religion is quite literally just an idea, it's a mind virus that's trying to take over humanity. And we've got more than one mind virus competing for your attention. Any emotion that works for manipulating people is an emotion that religion capitalizes on. For example, fear of death, shame, blame, guilt, social pressure. Because any one of these emotions are really good at manipulating people into getting what you want, religion has them built right in. Religion will shame you if you don't obey. Religion will guilt you if you do things differently than them. Religion will give social pressure to try and make you do the things the religion wants you to do. Then, the religion also gives you the antidote. The religion shames you and gives you guilt, but also offers forgiveness. How convenient. Among the things that just seem to work because they're productivity tips or because they're good habits and things like that, religion claims those, the same way it claims the use of certain emotions. Here's my favorite one. Have you ever heard of 3 grateful things? It's something that's a lot more popular these days with people who are in an abundance mindset or reading books on abundance or productivity and things like that. It's quite simple. Just take a moment to name 3 things you're grateful for. For example, right now, I'm grateful for the house I live in, the roof over my head. I'm grateful for my health, and I'm grateful for all the wonderful people in my life. By just naming all those things that I'm grateful for, I naturally feel good. It helps me see the good things in life. There's a phrase, what you focus on multiplies. And right now I'm focusing on things that I'm grateful for. And it leads to happiness. And it leads to a sunny disposition. Religion hijacked this when they say count your blessings. Counting your blessings is the same thing as 3 grateful things, except you insert God. I want to thank God for this roof over my head. Again, there's no evidence of God, but naming 3 grateful things does work. It does make you feel good. And religion tuned into that a long time ago. Counting your blessings is just one of the many ways that they found something that works and then inserted God into it to spread their religion. Next one would be habits. Habits you can't help. For example, hunger. You have to eat. You have no choice. Before every meal, you make sure people count their blessings. You say a prayer before you eat because you have to eat. And now you will never forget to worship the religion. That's habit hacking. Habit hacking is literally the subject of many books out there. And one of the easiest way to hack a habit is to find something that you have to do and adding more things to the routine. Having people say a prayer before meals, count their blessings before meals, is just a habit that has been hacked by religion. And while we're talking about human nature and hacking habits, how about when you sneeze? You sneeze and people say, God bless you. Why? It's just another moment for religion to squeeze in there. I'm sure back in the day there was a reason behind it, back when people didn't quite understand things because the science hadn't caught up as to why you might catch a cold. Someone sneezes, and now everyone's afraid, so religion taps right into that fear. You sneeze, fear I might get sick, God bless you. Insert God right there. And now you have a natural habit that has been hacked and religion has been added. Other natural human habits are things like curiosity, right? Our curiosity for the universe and things like that. Those have been hacked by religion by inserting the God of the gaps. How about something simple like ignorance? Religion taps into ignorance and uses it to their advantage by keeping you ignorant. Basically getting people to go to church and hear the doctrine from a young age before you're smart enough to even question it. Think about it. Children get indoctrinated into religions. They get baptized into religions before they even understand what's going on. Why do you think that is? It's to get them when they're ignorant and to keep them ignorant. Ignorance is hijacked by religion so they can insert their doctrine. Quite literally, so they can brainwash people. I mean, religion just wants to spread and they want you to obey and help make it spread. So they need to get in there early before you've learned how to think for yourself. And they need to get you to have faith. If you have faith, you won't question them. You'll stay ignorant. That's useful. And you will obey. Keeping people ignorant works. It puts you at an advantage. It's a very underhanded advantage, but advantage nonetheless. Religion uses it because it works. What I find amazing is when I use the word brainwashing, I know I get a real visceral reaction out of people. But if you think about it, if you are ignorant and part of the way you have become ignorant involves standing up for that ignorance and fighting for it and using words like you just have to have faith and not letting people ask questions, you're fighting for your brainwashing. That is terrifying. Another natural human thing that religion hijacked, how about your hormones? I mean, the same way you get hungry for food, you get hungry for sex. That's life. We populated this planet for a reason, because sex is nice. Humans evolved as a species to spread. We survived because we evolved to spread. And one of the ways we did that was that sex feels good. We are rewarded for basically spreading the population. Religion tapped into that. They do it in two ways. One is they make it bad. Now the thing that you yearn for is bad. And you have to go get permission to do it. Permission from the religion. And how do you do that? By getting married. So now they control how and when you can have sex, and they also control how and when you can have a relationship. And you have to ask them permission to have relationships, to get married. If you don't get permission, then you're bad. If you don't have their style of relationships, then you're bad. If you don't have their style of sexuality, you're bad. And they get to shame you and guilt you, because that works, and you have to ask permission to be happy, to be with somebody in a naturally human way. And they do it because it works. Once you have to ask them permission to get married and go by their rules for having sex, they are in control of you. Period. One of the reasons so many religions are so against any kind of alternative relationships or lifestyles is because it's one of their primary forms of control over humans. And when you don't conform to that control, they are losing control. And religion gets very angry about that. One of the biggest things that religion takes advantage of, because it works, is community. This is the one that really ticks me off the most. Humans are social creatures. We form tribes. We like to have a network of people to work with, to live with, to love. Religion tries to corner the market on that with church. They create a community. Once you're in that community can give you peer pressure. The idea of doing things that would turn the community against you is a big deal to humans. Social pressure and being pushed out of a social group or community really hurts for humans, and they have taken advantage of that. Religion creates churches and communities because it works. It helps religion spread. When religion is in control of all of the close bonds in your life, how can you possibly get away? That's one of the reasons why it's not only your community, but it's also the person you marry. Your closest bond in life has to be deemed okay by religion. By looking into productivity, habit hacking, things like that, by being interested in the topic and reading a lot of books and doing a lot of research, these are some simple things that work that religion has hijacked for the sake of promoting and spreading itself. I'm curious, have you noticed anything that works which religion has claimed for their own? Drop it in the comments below. I'd love to hear about it. You can like, subscribe, and share this video. You can also send questions to ask@kinkypolyatheist.com, and I'll get to them as soon as I can. I invite you to think for yourself, both now and the future, and to never accept, just have faith, when you should be getting an actual answer or evidence. I'm the Kinky Polyatheist. I'll see you next time.